Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Azizdrives. Today we have a CLS55 AMG, a childhood dream car of mine that is in a very terrible condition. But before we start the review, make sure to check out our Instagram, TikTok, subscribe there, and let's start with the design. So when the car first came out in 2005 and I saw it on the road, I thought to myself, oh my God, what beautiful machine has Mercedes created. It was a car for charismatic men, for men that are standing on the ground and doing a good work to the people. A CLS55 AMG in a Bordeaux red color, or the 500 maybe, was just a brilliant look. And still today it has a very beautiful design and a beautiful shape, but this one has been treated so poorly that it's really hurting my heart. But let's begin at the front. So before the headlights were yellowed out, they had a beautiful white gloss. You could see it, you could see those xenon lights that they used, the beautiful opening with the big star here in the middle. They removed the upper star here because this was the sporty version, the first four-door coupe in the world. Then you come to the side, you have the 5-spoke wheels. This is just terrible to look at. I swear I'm almost puking, but it had the 5-spoke wheels. I'm going to put in the right picture of the car so you know what I'm talking about. Black Bordeaux or silver color, 5-spoke wheels. This is the AMG brake system, seal brake, very nice. It has a air Matic suspension, which is an air suspension. It's okay to drive, you know, but it isn't really that grippy and fancy. If you want to check out the driving's review, make sure to check the link in the description where I can explain what I mean. But the shape, this is the magnificent shape that I was talking about when talking of a CLS. A wonderful line, shoulder line going all around the car here, connecting the rear with the front and even integrating into the taillights. So very beautiful. A little spoiler and this pretty face in the back also with the 4 big exhaust pipes. I mean, this was just brilliance and a masterclass. This taillight was darkened out, which I think is really hideous because it was such a beautiful car. Why are you destroying it, for God's sake? I loved it. I really love it to this day. I mean, the shapes, look at that. Look how beautiful it sits in that white, beautiful rear. That part here, magnificent, opening the door, the steep decline. Absolutely loved it when it came out. Such a shame that they didn't treat it well. As far as we can talk on, for example, the boot, it's pretty good. You just have this very narrow space here to put in your luggage and stuff, so it isn't really the best family car, but god damn it, it was one of the most beautiful machines. If you had a family, you could buy the E55, for example, which had the same engine. This was really for the guy that wanted a coupe that really drives and looks like a mafia car, man. I'm honest, it's really a very, very nice experience. Let me pop the hood and show you what the engine is all about on this majestic CLS55. So for that, there's a little button underneath here that you open. It has hydraulics, of course. And it's the magnificent M113 5.5 liter V8 supercharged, producing 476 horsepower, 700 newton meters of torque, able to accelerate this 2-ton limousine from 0 to 100 in 4.7 seconds and tops out at 300 kph, electronically limited. If you have the performance pack, if you don't, 250 kph. But the more interesting thing is, those cars with this aerodynamic shape were able to drive 370 kph with the Brabus pack. Imagine what kind of craziness this is. So now, have a listen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the interior of the CLS55 AMG, the magnificent, the business class. So we have black leather combination inside the car. There's actually a lot to talk about, even though the car came out in 2005. So let's go through the materials first. We have leather on the door. Everywhere, they didn't spare a single part. Everything is covered in leather, every single thing. We have leather in the center console, which is also completely unnecessary, but everything is covered in leather. We have leather on the dashboard, we have leather steering wheel, we have a leather gear knob, We have a beautiful, magnificent feel and a smell inside here. There's a little bit of wood used here in the center console, also down here, for example. And we have a brilliant place to be. What I don't like is the top part here. This would have been beautiful covered in Alcantara, for example, if you took that pack, but that's about it. What is also very nice is it has a little bit of a different shape than the E-Class. They changed the design a little bit in the interior, and you feel fantastic sitting inside it. You even can see a little bit of the Mercedes-Benz logo on the windscreen wipers, which is very fancy, and you have a bunch of technology stuff. So let me go through the technology that was used in 2005. Okay, so first of all, climate control. Integrated into this top part, very easy to use. Auto on the left and right side. You can do all bunch of stuffs, just a basic 4-zone climate control. Very easy to use. Up and down, left and right, whatever you want. But what is very fancy is you actually had cooling seats, for example, in this fantastic AMG seat, and you had a heating function. Then you had, of course, a massaging function that you can see, for example, here on the passenger side. You have the pulse option. When you press pulse, the massaging function starts. You can adjust it if you want it a little bit upwards, downwards, or if you want to adjust the lower doors, for example, you can do all kinds of stuff. Or you just press dynamic, and if you then drive into a corner, again referencing to the driving's review, make sure to check it out, link in the description, it would actually hold you tight into the seat. If you go in a right corner, it pushes this cushion more, pumps in the air, so you're hold tight into the seat. That is very great. And then you also have a bunch of options for your Matic suspension. This air suspension, you can lift and lower the car a little bit if you have to go over a little bit of a bad road, a bad surface. You can lower it down a little, so you make it harder, so it drives a little bit firmer around those corners. Very fancy, very beautiful. You have a basic navigation system that all of those cars use. You even have a phone integrated here that is also integrated right in your center console. Everything right for you to enjoy it. Also some space. You could actually, maybe I can open it from here. As you can see, you can put an actual phone in here and use it if you want. So very fancy. Driving like this, doing your business calls, putting it down, that's it. You don't start the car up like a normal car. Here you have keyless go. You press this button, for example, like I do now. Car starts up. The key is in my pocket. Beautiful. Turn it off again. That's it. It's fantastic. You have your speed limits. You have all bunch of stuff. It has distance control, cruise control. Brilliant. And the best thing is, there's only one handle here for everything, for your windscreen wipers, for the left and right, the indicators. Everything is controlled by one single click. And the fantastic thing also about it is it doesn't have a handbrake to disturb you from driving or kill this beautiful design. You have a foot brake, press it, and it brakes the car from rolling if you're in a park situation. Release it with the P. Brilliant. Let's go into the back seats and see how the font is like. So let's try to hop in here, and you can tell, okay, here is where it starts to get a little bit uncomfortable, because this is a coupe, 4-door coupe. You have 4 seats, 2 in the rear, which are very comfortable actually. You even have a neck rest that you can put up and down, and by the press of a button put it down if you don't see anything from the forward driver's position. Reverse parking, whatever. Then you have some interesting things here. For example, a little bit of luggage space, storage space, a compartment also in the front where you could store, for example, your drinks. Or here, just put that armbar down, press here, and you have cup holders integrated. Fantastic. And everything covered in leather. And back in the day, when you were a man, you could actually smoke in the car, so you just pressed here and you had an integrated ashtray into your door. And the rear doors are also, they didn't spare any parts, everything is covered in leather. Windows are darkened out. Of course, this was aftermarket, but you could have ordered it from Mercedes-Benz itself. So I like it. I really do like it. Knee space is okay, headroom is not good. You would have to lay down a little bit, but you could drive longer distances with it. And I really like it. It's a shame that this car wasn't treated that well And I mean, this is something you don't see in a lot of cars. The climate control actually goes down to under 12 degrees, man. Under 12 degrees. Imagine, I've never seen that in any car before in my entire life. They all stop at 16 degrees, but this can go to 12 degrees. It's cooling you down like you're in the Arctic, man. You understand? You understand? Hot drives with chicks, cool them down. And friends, that's as far as we can take it with this beautiful machine. I'm very sad I have to give it away, but it will go to a foreign country because it's such in a bad condition. Really love this car. If you enjoyed our review, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, join us on Instagram, TikTok, and all of those digital platforms, and see you on the next one. Goodbye.